Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Next Video Build workshop series. Today, we have two more workshops back to back. Our first one is with Livepeer, titled Web3 Video Live Streaming, and our second one is with XMTP, titled Building Native Web3 Messaging and Notification Apps with XMTP. Again, just to introduce myself, I'm Jamie. I'm the program manager for the Next Video Build hackathon. If you would like any information regarding where to sign up or dates, etc., I will be sharing a link to the hacker pack, which I will put in the chat now. This has everything you need to get started. Now I'd like to introduce Suhail from Livepeer, who is going to be giving us this great workshop. So yeah, I'd like to welcome our special guest, and I will pass things over to Suhail.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jamie. So hey everyone, for those who don't know, I'm Suhail. I work as a developer advocate engineer at Livepeer, and yeah, today I will be just giving a workshop on how Livepeer transcode the video streaming over a decentralized network. So it was similar to the workshop which I have given regarding the video uploading, but this time we have some enough time because it's very short. So if you have any questions or if you did not understand any other part, so yeah, please let me know. We will just continue with the similar thing which we done in the past workshop. So I will start by opening the terminal and navigating to the folder where you want to build this application, in my case desktop. Create a new folder. For example, for me it's going to be Livepeer workshop, and here we should create a Next.js application. To do that, you can run npx create next app and then dot, so it will create in the same directory. Yeah, let's first navigate to the workshop. Now we can run this command. So that's thing where we want TypeScript. It's not needed for now, and yeah, we can have a SLN. We can go with TypeScript, but I believe some of you might not know, or some of you might know. So we'll just go with the JavaScript. But if you want, yeah, you can also go with the TypeScript. Let's just wait a little and see, and just wait until it's completed. So we'll wait until it is installed in Next.js. So until then, you can, if you don't have already, you can go to Livepeer.studio and create an account. Once you have your account set up, it will just ask for your email, username, and password. You will be sent a verification email to verify your email, and once you have done that one, you will be able to see a dashboard similar to this one. And here we can basically manage all the video and stream which we create on the Livepeer network. So this workshop would be about streams. So you can come here and you can see I've already created a few streams. From here, before that, you first need to create a API key which you would use for the Livepeer.js. And you can come here and click on create a new API key, and maybe I'll just write a Livepeer workshop. You also need to allow cars, and yeah, you can either keep it for 3000 or everything. And once you have it, you can copy it, and we have our API key ready, which we can use on the Livepeer.js. And as you can see, we also have the Next.js project set up. So let's open it in the VS Code. So here we have a simple Next.js application. As of this workshop, just to make it a little bit faster, and instead of using this CSS, we will be going with Tailwind CSS. It is very easy, and it is a utility-first CSS framework for building user interfaces rapidly. So to install the Tailwind CSS, we need to run npm install and then --dev Tailwind CSS, post CSS, and also auto prefixer. We should wait for it to install, and yeah, once it is installed, we need to initiate the Livepeer CSS. To do that, you can run npx tailwind init -p, And as you can see, now we have two new files, one tailwind.config.js and other postcss.config.js. So these are the configuration for our application Tailwind to basically to configure Tailwind in our application. And once this is generated in the content array, you can add components and pages. In my case, we can add pages **, yeah, and also components. And yeah, that's just it. And let's run the next server. Yeah, you should see this screen is Next.js default web page once you create a new application. And at last, we also need to add Tailwind directives to each of Tailwind's layer into the global CSS. So we can come to global CSS, erase everything, and just include Tailwind base, Tailwind components, and at last Tailwind utilities. And here the styles are gone because we have erased them, but yeah, no problem. We will just edit it back. Let's come back to index.js and erase everything we have here. And then instead we can just write here def class name h screen, which means height should be screen, display flex, and also flex direction should be, it should be flex column, justify center, and item center. It should be on the middle of the screen. And now for now we can just write the h1 tag and let's call it Livepeer hackathon. Close this one and save it. If you come back to the application, you can see it is on the middle of the screen, which means that Tailwind is successfully integrated into our application. Next, we will be using Livepeer.js. Livepeer.js is a JavaScript SDK to interact with Livepeer APIs. It provides ready-made hooks and also DAO management, etc. So yeah, we will be using that one for the sample application. To use Livepeer.js, you need to first install it. You can either do it with npm, npm, or yarn. Let's install it with your npm. And yeah, once we have this one, we need to basically start integrating it or setting it up in our project. First, in the app.js, okay, we need to import it, create a React client, and also Studio provider from Livepeer React, the package which we just installed. And here we need to define our client, which would be const client is equals to create React client. And here we would write provider is equals to studio provider. And here we would have our API key. This studio provider. And now the API key which we have copied earlier, which was this one, we will be using that. And yeah, once we have declared this client, we have to also wrap our application inside of Livepeer config. So first, let's import that one. And now here in the components, we can run Livepeer config client is equals to client, which we have declared here, and then our components. So yeah, now we have the Livepeer.js ready for our application. Just to test if it is integrated successfully, we can just import a hook, call it use Livepeer provider to see if it is integrated successfully. And here we can run const provider is equals to use Livepeer provider. And here the provider is a studio, so it should show a studio basically. Save it, come back here. Yep, sorry, let me write here provider dot get config name. Save it, and yeah, as you can see now it is written Livepeer Studio, which means that now we have successfully integrated the Livepeer.js and also and also Tailwind CSS. Now Livepeer.js have hooks for creating a stream and also viewing the stream, which you will be using for Crop. So you can go to livepeer.js.org to learn more about it. And yeah, so first let's start with creating a stream, and then we can use another hook, which would be use the stream to watch the stream. And yeah, just come back here. To create a stream, basically you can follow the guide which is here. We need to first import use create a stream and then just use it in our application. So let's do that. Let's come back here, import use create stream from Livepeer React, and then you can give it a name for your stream. So in our case, we want to basically let the user choose what they want to write. So we can write a stream name equals to, we will be saving it in a user state, which is a hook for storing a value on state. And here we can have an input, and then we can have an on change. We will be storing the value on the user state. And yeah, let's give it a placeholder and a little bit styling, and we should be good to go. Yep, we have here. Maybe we can just give the class name of padding 2 and border, and also border gray to 100. Yep, let's give it a rounded of MD and also a margin top of maybe 4. Yeah, I think we should be good with a 1. Yeah, I think it's fine, no problem at all. Let's remove this h1 tag here, and now we have a stream name which users can use to give a name for your streams. And while they are basically typing, and we will be saving their streams on set stream user state. Just to show you how it works, I'm going to replace this with console.log. Let's open up the console. And if, as you can see, when I type something, it basically renders here, which means it's working fine. So let's be back here, and yeah, so now we have the input. Here we will have also a button which would have a class of margin top 4, and yeah, it's very simple button. We'll be mainly focusing on the functionality here, so just a simple styling would work. Yeah, so now we have a simple styling, which is an input and a button. Now what we can do is basically create this stream using the hook which we have declared. So let's say const is equals to use create stream, and then we can give the name to our stream, which is going to be stream name, anything that users type. And here we would say const create is equals create stream. We'll be declaring it later, and the data return would call as a stream, and also status. We might not need status, so I don't think it is needed. And yes, so what we will do is once the user click on this button, we would be calling the create stream hook. Perfect. And yeah, this should work. And what we will do is we will say if the stream is already created, we would be rendering a few information about it. So let's start with the p tag, just the stream key for now. And then if in case you need more information, you can also render it. Let's start with the stream key. It is the key which will be used to basically on OBS to create a stream. And here I can write, for example, test stream. Click on create a stream. It should take some time, and as you can see now we have a stream key. If I come back here in the streams, you can see the test stream is just created right now, which is 9:50 p.m. Yep, maybe we can render a few more information. Let's give it a margin top of 2, maybe 4. Let's also stream name. Also playback ID, which we will use to play the stream in our application. Playback ID. Then here we would say playback ID. Save it. And as you can see now, we have a stream key, stream name, and also playback ID, which means now the stream is created and we have all the information we need in order to broadcast that stream. And now what we'll do is, let me just make this one. And you can either choose a video input or an image or a video, anything which you want. In my case, I want a video. So I just click on browse and then upload the 10-minute video which we have here, and then click on OK. You can see the video is now here. Let's enlarge it a little bit. And yeah, we'll be using this to live stream broadcast it into our application. And now what we're going to do is we'll click on the settings, stream, and the server will be rtmp.livepeer.com/live, and only the stream key would be different. So we will come back to our application and copy the stream key which we have here, and then basically put it there and click on OK. And then click on start streaming. Let's just wait for it to broadcast a stream. And yeah, once it's done, so yeah, we are now ready. And let's just check and see if we have the stream ready. You can see now the status updated to active. And if I click into it, it could take a little time to load the stream into the Livepeer Studio. So maybe we can just wait some time. And yeah, now you can see that it is broadcasting the stream which we have on the OBS. It could take some few seconds delay, but that is normal, no problem at all. So let's also, just to test it, maybe we can also upload an image. Let's maybe, I'm not sure if let's use this image, and I'll be putting the image maybe in this corner. Let's put it too big. Yep, just for testing, let's put the image here. Here we have a video, and here we have the image. And if we come back here, you can see there's some delay, but this is basically the live video. So you can see now we have it here, and it is this live stream. So this is how the create stream hook work. You can basically just create a stream with a stream name, and you should be able to broadcast it. And now let's just basically we will be playing it into our application instead of Livepeer Studio. So to do that, we would be using player, which you can see here. Yep, we'll be using the player. So Livepeer.js provides a ready-made HLS player, which you can use into our application. To use it, we can just copy the player we can import it. And then it is pretty simple. So you just have to import the component and then use it. Let's use it after the playback ID here. And let's put the title, stream name. And playback ID would be stream.playback ID. We don't have a poster, we just showed the picture-in-picture button. If I come back here, you can see it is loading, but it is too small. So let me make it big a little bit, 1:2. Yeah, so you can see now we also have a stream into our application. Let me make it live. And yeah, you can see now if I go to Livepeer Studio, it's the same 7.5, and yeah, 7.5. There's some delay between it, but yeah, I think you understood on how it works. And yeah, so basically that is how you would create a live stream into your application using Livepeer. The Livepeer player also have the controls like full screen, picture-in-picture mode. And yeah, so basically that is how it works. And yeah, you can see we have a stream name. And yeah, so I think that is it for this tutorial. It was very short, but I really hope you understand it. We just need to first create a stream, and then once we have the stream name and playback ID, we just need the stream key. Actually, we will be using software like OBS or many other applications to basically broadcast a stream, a live stream, and then with that we would be basically showing it in our application. And yeah, that's how it works. And if I go to OBS and stop streaming, and now I have stopped it, you can see now it is back, it's gone, because it's idle and stopped. So yeah, that is how it works. Yeah, please let me know if you have any questions or anything else.
Thank you, Suhail. That was really, really interesting. Yeah, we have time for questions. So I see there's already a couple of them in the chat. If you want to take a look at those, Suhail, and everyone else, keep putting in your questions.
Sure. So we have Nestor asking is there something that we could do if we want to stream our screen and interact with attendees, because of the delay it would be hard to interact with people if you're doing workshop, for instance. Right, Nestor. So there's just a delay because I'm using a VPN, so it's kind of slowing down my internet. But I believe it should be like not too much delay, like 3 or 4 seconds, just a few 1 second or half seconds should work. And if you want to share your screen, you can also do that. We have a documentation in Livepeer Studio, which you can go through it and see how you can integrate the live stream, and you can just share a screen and it should be visible to the other users who are watching the stream. And delay is normal usually, but since I'm using the VPN, it is taking a little longer. But if your network is stable and fast, you should be able to view it properly. I hope that's clear. If not, please let me know, Nestor. I hope I'm pronouncing it correct. And we have another question. Do you have some references, or is it possible to stream the render and site game, specifically for Unity Game Engine? So I didn't understand that. Is it possible to stream the render and site game, specifically for Unity game? So if I understand correctly, do you want to render a gameplay or anything else? Sorry, I did not understand the question properly. And we have a question from Andres. What do you recommend to put this off localhost hosting or AWS? So yeah, actually any hosting should work because our app is with the Next.js. So any hosting should work. You can also use Vercel to deploy the application. It should also work. But yeah, if you want to go with a production, if your app is in a production level, you can go with AWS or Azure. But if you just want to build a sample application, I think Vercel would also work. Okay, so basically you want to stream the gameplay in real time like Twitch. Yeah, you would be able to do that too. Just I believe we have a few tweaks on the AWS on OBS to stream your simple application basically. I'm not exactly sure about it, but maybe yeah, maybe you can choose any of the options. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I think we have a macOS screen capture. You can create a new one and let me allow it. Yeah, so basically you can just come here and click on plus and then macOS a screen capture. Then in a screen capture, you can choose a specific application which you want to share. And then you should be able, for example, if you are playing any game, you can just choose the software and then you should be just able to stream that application. I hope that, yeah, I hope that answers your question. And then we have Nestor again. Does all the streams end stored by default on IPFS? Good question, Nestor. So basically, when you come to Livepeer Studio, you have an option to record the screen, enable recording, and once you enable it, basically you have an option to basically save the recording. And this for stream, you have an, if I click on, for example, enable recording, it would basically record the stream, and then once we disable it, it will stop recording. And yeah, so this is how you would be able to store it on the any storage which you want. That would be IPFS, S3, or any other thing. And if in case you have option to basically use specifically save it on IPFS, you can record it, download it, and then if you upload it back to the assets, you have an option to save it into IPFS. With just one click, and once it is saved, you will be having IPFS hash for your video, which you could, yeah, which you could use it. Yeah, as you can see here for this video, which I uploaded on the assets. It is for video on demand, not stream. Just wanted to let you know. You would be basically having a hash, which yeah, you can use to stream your application. Sorry, to play back the video on the IPFS. Is that an option you can set using the library hook? I don't think it would be possible with the Livepeer.js hook because you are broadcasting the video using the software such as OBS or maybe some other softwares. So currently Livepeer.js that does not broadcast your screen or any other video into the Livepeer network. You have to use some third-party applications like OBS. So yeah, I believe for now we don't have any libraries or hooks that directly shares any software into the Livepeer network. But if we have any plan, we will surely let you know before.
If there are no more questions, I think we will wrap things up there slightly early. Thank you very much, Suhail, for coming in. That was super interesting, and some really great questions as well from the audience. So yeah, thanks for coming in, Suhail. Do you have any sort of final closing comments?
Yeah, so no problem at all. Thank you very much for everyone, and thanks for the questions. And yeah, if you have any other questions which might pop up after our workshop, yeah, please let me know either on Discord, the Livepeer's channel, Livepeer's Discord server, or also on Twitter. Yeah, so if you have any question, and yeah, thank you very much, everyone, and have a good day ahead.